All right, begin.
What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I hope each and every one of you are doing well this morning. Now let's go ahead and tackle the topic for today. Now I want to discuss this whole situation that I've been talking about in regards to J Prince, Beyoncé, Jay Z, and who has Beyoncé and Pimp C's tape of them allegedly being intimate, right? And so there's a whole lot going on. Pimpin' Ken allegedly has been receiving phone calls, may have gotten a phone call from J Prince. We'll talk about that later. But I want to start off by talking about how Megan Thee Stallion could be in danger in regards to all of this. Now, before I get started, I want to ask you guys to consider watching the full video before you drop down in the comments and make your assessments about this video, because at the end of the day, I think you need to watch the whole entire video to be able to fairly analyze the information that I'm about to give to you, and then you can put it in its proper context and come to your own conclusion. Now, Megan was once signed to 1501 Entertainment, which is a record label that's owned by former MLB player Carl Crawford. Now, J Prince is also affiliated with 1501 Entertainment, and Carl has been on record stating that J Prince has been a mentor to him and he showed him the ropes in the music business. Now, back in 2020, Megan began to have some reservations about the contract that she signed with 1501, so she went to Carl and she asked Carl to renegotiate her contract, and that's when all hell broke loose. So when Megan went back to 1501 and asked them to actually renegotiate her contract, I guess Carl felt some type of way.
Oh my goodness, if it isn't Little Miss Attitude.
Which led to 1501 putting Meg's music on the shelves. They wouldn't allow Meg to put out any music, which caused Megan to actually file a lawsuit against them, and she ultimately won. I want you guys to take a look at what Meg had to say about this situation back in 2020.
When I signed, I didn't really know what was in my contract. I was young, I think I was like 20, and I didn't know everything that was in that contract. So when I got with Roc Nation, I got management, real management, I got real lawyers, and they was like, do you know that this is in your contract? And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. No, I didn't know. So I'm not mad at 1501. I wasn't upset, because I'm thinking in my head, oh well, everybody cool, we all family, it's cool, it's nice. Let me just ask them to renegotiate my contract. Soon as I said I want to renegotiate my contract, everything went left. Like, it just all went bad, it all went left. So now they're telling the that she can't drop no music. It's really just like a greedy game. Like, it's really just real greedy. Wasn't trying to lead a label, wasn't trying to not give nobody money that they feel like they entitled to. I just want to renegotiate some. I'm not a greedy person. I'm not a person that like confrontation. I'm not a person that's a, like, I work with everybody and I'm nice and I'm real family oriented. But niggas gonna be niggas, and they gonna be greedy and they gonna be shady. And I see people that that can't be saying about me, and I'll be like, damn, well, since you got so much to say, why you just won't tell them? Why you mad? You mad because I don't want to roll over and bow down like a little, and you don't want to renegotiate my contract. Oh yeah, they made Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion was Megan Thee Stallion before I even got over there. I've been rapping, been freestyling, been doing me.
K.O. All right, so you guys heard that. Now, when that went down, some nasty back and forth between Carl and Megan Thee Stallion took place on Twitter, Instagram, all over social media. And what I want to do right now is take the time to read to you all some of the back and forth between the two, but also I want to read what J Prince had to say about this situation back in 2020 as well. So bear with me, please. So Meg says in this tweet, Carl, I don't want to be signed to your pill popping blank. You talking about I ain't paid for a show and you sound slow. I'm the artist. I don't pay you directly. Maybe fight with the man you signed to and you might see some money, you blanking flowerhead. And I'm paraphrasing here. You hiding behind Jay Prince. And in this tweet, Megan says, Carl, you got a whole contract with 300 and you talking blank to me like I got your blanket money. You are attacking me. Why? Because you want to be famous, not rich. Ask Kevin Lyles where your money at, stupid. Now, in this tweet, Carl responds and he says, this is all coming from a bona fide alcoholic who blanked the whole industry, including her best friend Ninja. Now, back in May, Megan performed a song called Realer, and this song was recorded when she was with 1501. And in this song, she refers to herself as being the 1501 queen. Well, she's no longer with 1501, she's with Roc Nation. So instead of her saying the actual lyric, she just did this. Now, when Carl saw the footage of Megan dissing 1501, he took to Instagram and he said, see, I just be really minding my business. Nah, blank you, seahorse. Song should be called Faker Than Fake. Now, what I just showed you all, the confrontation that went down between Meg and Carl Crawford, is only about 15% of the BS that they went through on social media when going at one another. Now, I want to take it back, right, to when Megan first left 1501 and she signed with Roc Nation. I want to read what Jay Prince had to say back in 2020 about the situation. So Jay Prince says, breaking news alert, Houston, we have a problem. Megan, along with Roc Nation employee G Tangeli Grace Lyer, decided to include my name in a lawsuit wrapped around lies and stupidity. We gonna get this blank straight. Now let's deal with the root of the issue. The root is a familiar one for me coming from a successful independent record label's perspective. We as independent record labels make many sacrifices along with our artists. After we do all the hard work together with our artists, it's a known fact that major record labels and established managers attempt to poach the fruits of our labor. One of the first things they do is criticize the deal that raised the artists from the dead. These record labels and managers don't want blank to do with these artists until the hard work, risks, sacrifices, and resources have been spent by the little guys. This is the same technique of the culture vultures. I didn't allow this to happen to me when New York and LA record labels attempted to take my artists, so they labeled me as malicious for fighting back. I didn't allow it then, so I damn sure ain't gonna let it happen to 1501 Records or any of the independent record labels that I'm associated with. For the record, we have no problem with negotiating with Megan, but we do have a problem with dictators. I find it very interesting that Roc Nation would allow their employee to sign an affidavit and statement full of slanderous lies on my methods of doing business when we have partnered together on several occasions. I don't think that Jay Z is aware of this, but only time will tell. All right, did you guys hear that? He said, I don't think that Jay Z is aware of this, but only time will tell. Then he goes on to say, Megan, even though she signed an affidavit, talked down and lied in court documents on me. I understand how lawyers brainwash artists to milk them of funds and lawsuits that they know they can't win. Megan seems to be a perfect candidate for self-destruction. Any artist in the music industry will testify that a 40% profit share is a great deal, especially for an unestablished artist that till this day has never delivered an album. To end this, I give credit to where credit is due. Megan, along with her mother, who evidently could read, God rest her soul, negotiated a good deal. All right, so you heard what Jay Prince had to say about the situation. Now, what I'm about to say, these are my thoughts and opinions. Nobody told me this. This is me being a man standing on what I believe in. You got that? Because there's a lot of people running around here scared. If you scared, say you scared. But anyway, guys, the angle that I want to come from is this. Basically, if this is true, right? Because this story is an alleged story that Pimp C and Beyoncé had an intimate tape, correct? But what I find interesting and could have been a strategic move on the part of Jay Z and Roc Nation was to sign Megan Thee Stallion. And in the fashion that they signed her, it's almost like they snatched her away from 1501. Now, I understand that Beyoncé and Megan are both from Houston, and those ties alone could have very well ushered in the process of Megan signing with Roc Nation. But let me play devil's advocate for a minute, right? Now, if it's true that Jay Prince has this tape of Pimp C and Beyoncé being intimate, you have to understand that Jay Z and especially Beyoncé, they want this tape off the streets, right? And they want the tape with the assurance that there's no other tapes out there, and there's no other possibility, or any possibilities rather, that this tape could ever have the possibility to leak again. And so you have to ask yourself this question, because the game, the hip hop game, is so dirty and demonic. You have to ask this question: if Jay Z and Beyonce want this tape back and they want to get it out of Jay Prince's possession, right? Who do they have to use as a pawn to get that tape back? Now again, this is just my personal opinion, right? This is not factual information, but it's not above the realm of possibility given the hip hop business and how it operates. Because at the end of the day, if Jay Prince does have this tape and he negotiates with Jay Z about the conditions of him getting this tape back, of his wife and Pimp C together, he may not want flat out money. It is highly plausible that Jay Prince could ask for Megan in exchange, given the turmoil that both sides have been through when it comes to their differences. Now, let me ask you guys this. Y'all don't find it funny that Jay Z didn't have a conversation with 1501 and Jay Prince about Megan's situation contractually before signing Megan to Roc Nation? It's like Jay Z just strong-armed Megan from 1501. Why would he do that? You know, I mean, in the statement that I read you all that came from Jay Prince, he basically said that Roc Nation and 1501, they have done business before. And he also said that he didn't think that Jay Z knew what was going on. But I'm here to tell you that I think that Jay Z knew exactly what he was doing. And I think that all of this stems from the fact that when Jay Prince supposedly had confiscated this tape from Pimp C to give back to Jay Z, there shouldn't have been any more copies. But I told you guys that two people that are staples in Southern hip hop, they conveyed to me that there are rumblings that Jay Prince still has footage of the tape that contains Pimp C and Beyonce. And so, like I said previously, I think that this was a strategic move on the part of Jay Z to sign Megan to Roc Nation. I just hope that Megan does not become the ultimate sacrifice because Beyonce allegedly made a mistake years ago. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this particular situation. Let me say this before I go. I have gotten several emails, several nasty emails in regards to my commentary on this particular situation. I just want to say this: I am not afraid of anything, and you would be surprised of who I have backing me, and it's not the police. Okay, so tread lightly. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go. You guys drop down and give me your thoughts and assessments. All right, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.